So a couple of days ago, I made a video talking about how the Pokemon market in just a few months is probably going to go back up and it's going to be a lot sooner than you think. I made that video specifically for those that are new to this market that don't understand what's going on right now because in the last month, yes, things have been slowing down. Pretty obviously, you see that with everything across the board, all sealed items, uh, cards, slabs, some of those have still been going up. But yeah, sealed across the board. A lot of things that had a run up started to retrace back down. A lot of Sword and Shield stuff, for that matter. Scarlet and Violet Mega Evolution stuff have just been stagnant. Nothing's really been happening. And with that being said, I've even made some videos about some of these posts. People just overreacting, saying, "Oh, sealed's not worth it anymore," or "I'm gonna do slabs or singles because that's what's going up." And hey, that may work, but just the fact that there's people that react like that shows how many new people there are. We've had 1 month of slowdown, and that's how you're reacting. This is the end. Like, are you kidding me? And this is going to be the main part that I wanted to emphasize in this video is what was expected, right? This was expected, and I pointed it out in that video. This slowdown was expected. Why and how? Well, there are certain periods of time in this Pokemon market and certain dates where we can sort of see from history, there's going to be certain points where things slow down because of certain events and things pick back up. And I made that video a couple days ago proving that, showing you guys some of these charts of some of these sealed products. And you can use many other examples of other sealed products where there's a very, very clear pattern in this market. And we are right now in the time frame where things are slow. So this was predictable. And the fact that this was predictable, and we know from history in summer things slow down, and there's still people overreacting, shows you that there are a lot of people that have even been here for more than a year. Because if you were here for over a year, you would know that, oh yeah, this happened last summer where things were stagnant, and then things went right back up. Things slowed down during the winter, and then things went back up the next year. And it's like clockwork. But people must have gotten here since maybe Ascended Heroes, and now they're seeing a slowdown and thinking this is the end. Because I think it's crazy. If you've been here for over a year, you should know this is just the cycle. Like, it's literally just the same thing all over again. But you see so many of these people overreacting. It's like, bro, like, calm down. You can't flip your money in the next few months. Boo hoo. It's like, yeah, maybe try to deal with slabs, singles. Go ahead, try to play that game. But for sealed, yeah, you can't do it. You can't buy Ascended Heroes at market in 3 months, almost double your money. You can't do that right now. It's true. But does that mean that there's no opportunity? Heck no. And that's why this space, I don't think there's ever gonna be a point where everyone learns how this stuff works, because people are so short-term minded. It's insane. And I'm not even talking about 5-10 years here, to be long-term. I'm talking about just a year or two. Like, that's not even much to ask for. And people just, they can't, people can't have the foresight, and that's why so many people miss out. I mean, you wonder why I make so many videos ranting about, like, Prismatic. People don't have foresight. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Obviously, some of my predictions about Prismatic has been a little bit off with the time frames and how things have appreciated, but the one thing I've very emphasized about Prismatic is the date it goes out of rotation, which is next year in April. Based on history, based on 151 Paldean Fates, usually we see a run-up early when the next year starts. So, January, February, we started to see a lot of stuff skyrocket. I really think that is going to be the pinnacle of where people are going to realize there is a point of no return. And this time you had to buy stuff at when things were stagnant, it's no longer there because there's going to be no more product when it goes out of rotation. Um, I think so many people can't, like, did people not see what happened earlier this year with those products? It's unbelievable. So I think you look at all these clues with people and their behaviors and their reactions to this market, and it goes to show that the majority of people are new, or they just don't learn. I don't know, it could be both. But yeah, that's like a big thing I've noticed, and honestly it gives me a lot of confidence, knowing that so many people don't know what the heck is going on. It gives me confidence this market is going to continue to work because there's so many people that don't understand it. So I'm actually kind of happy to see this, that yes, not everybody has figured out the cycle, because everyone is so short-term minded, or people are just so brand new or just don't know anything. Like, It's actually kind of ridiculous. Um, but now moving on, I want to talk about this. I guess did I talk about earlier about predictability? This was expected, right? The summer slowdown was expected. We were talking about it even before it happened, and voila, it happened. Um, Here's one thing I will say. Some of the people that are saying this is the start of the end. Here's the thing I will say: if the summer ends and the 30th anniversary and the Delta Rain comes out, the Rayquaza set, if those two sets, which we know they're going to be good to an extent, right? If those two sets come out, because they're coming out basically around the same time, I think is Delta Rain coming a few weeks after or before? I don't know, something like that. Um, if they come out and we see sales are slow, we see the rest of the market hasn't picked back up, and we go into October, November, and things, because usually it's around what, October, November, things start to slow down for the winter or whatever. But if we see specifically in September, maybe early mid October, if we don't see any pickup and we see these newer sets like Delta Rain, 30th anniversary, if we don't see crazy hype and the market doesn't pick back up, we could have a conversation. Because based on history, after August, September, and early October, things go up, right, across the board. And the fact that we have two, really popular sets going to come out, 30th and Delta Rain, if we don't see a run up, we could have a conversation on, okay, maybe things are truly slowing down, and maybe this could be the start of a slowdown. We could, argue that if that happens. But right now, we can't, because we are not in that time period right now. We are in the time period of, okay, we expected a slowdown and it happened. And you know what's actually kind of crazy if you really think about it too? Is that this slowdown that some people are saying this is like the end? You look at most things are just stagnant. That's literally what happened last summer. Most things aren't really going down. Like the only things really going down that I see are mostly like sword and shield boxes. Like Fusion Strike was like 1,200, now it's like a sub 1,000. It's like 950, somewhere around there. Lost Origin was like at mid 800s, now it's back to low 700s. Like they just retraced back to where they were. Um, I guess Deaths and Rivals booster boxes are like sub 600 now. But most things across the board are just stagnant. I guess 151 has been going on a little bit. Paladin Fates, like all those have retraced a little bit from their highs of going on that run of a few months back. But most things actually haven't done anything. And the fact that people are complaining that things haven't done anything it's extraordinary. People expect a skyrocketing ship that never comes down. Like, is this a joke or something? You have to have periods where things slow down. And it's happening now, but this was also expected. It's like everything combined. It's like, what are people reacting about? This is like crazy. But like I said, if in a few months summer ends and the market doesn't pick back up, we can have a conversation. But until then, if everything was dropping now 20, 30, 40% during the summer, that would be a different story, right? Because last summer we saw things were basically how they are now, where most things are just stagnating, which is fine. Um, Other than that, guys, I think this is literally deja vu for me. You go back a year, it felt the same, and then things went back up for another like month and a half after the summer. Things went downhill. It seemed like it was the end potentially. I remember making videos sort of playing into like this is the end, possibly or not. It was kind of a middle area because we were seeing like some extreme slowdown, but then things skyrocketed back up. And are we likely to see that this time around again? Probably. I'm thinking so, especially just the fact that we have some of these sets coming out, like 30th and Delta Rain. I just can't see the market really slowing down with those sets in, really right at the end of or just after the summer. I can't see this market really slowing down. But afterwards, I mean, we're gonna have to see other sets that come out. But I don't know. I think it's very crazy. Some people are reacting this way. And I guess not to mention, I guess I didn't even talk about this. I just thought about this. We also had like 3 very subpar sets recently. Pitch Black, I guess that's not, I mean, it's hard to call it subpar. I mean, booster boxes are 300, but it's another small set. Chaos Rising, Perfect Order, like 3 small sets with nothing crazy inside of them. Not like a Phantasmal Flames level, like with there was like a crazy Charizard. You add that with the summer slowdown, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous how people are reacting now that I think about it even more. So guys, yeah, next couple months gonna be kind of slow. You know, not much is going to go on. You know, we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm not expecting something crazy to happen in the next couple months. But so far, market is kind of react or kind of behaving how I thought it would. It's just what's going to happen after the summer is going to be very interesting because of some of these sets, guys. I know you're tired of hearing it, and you know, I'm literally, it's like a broken record. I know a lot of people don't like me because of how much I talk about it, but this next 6 months to 9 months for Prismatic is gonna be the most exciting thing for me to watch. Obviously, because I hold a ton of it, right? But not only that, it's just to see how wrong people are gonna be. It's honestly that. Um, we're really getting to the tail end. And I know I said that at like the beginning of 2026 about Prismatic, which is where I've been sort of wrong with the timing a little bit because I wasn't expecting a huge reprint, you know, 3 months like that we got 3 months ago. Um, but if we really start to see other reprints and no Prismatic, I think this is where it's gonna settle in. I'll make some videos about this, separate videos, kind of reiterating some of the stuff. Um, but man, I'm excited for this next 6 to 9 months to see really what happens if all the videos I've made in the past year and a half, all the stuff I've been saying, and you know, obviously I get a lot of um, you know, backlash for talking about this set so much. We're gonna see if it comes to fruition, all the things I've been talking about. Because man, I just can't imagine this set has been printed so much 6 to 9 months. Well, and I guess it's more so 9 months, or I guess it's 10 months. It's more like 10 months, 9, 10 months, 9 months, 9.5 months, something like that. It's gonna be gone, no more. And there's just so many other sets that are newer that need reprinting. I don't know. That's all to say, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.